I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta. It is currently the morning of the 3rd of August, 2024. That's here on Saturday as we continue to track now Tropical Depression 4, likely going to be named Debby later on today. And there has been some changes in this forecast. One being that we're expecting it to be a bit stronger. And even here you can see by Sunday night into overnight into early Monday morning, winds up to 70 miles per hour. But prior to landfall, even the National Hurricane Center is saying that there is that chance this is going to be a hurricane as it comes on shore just around the Big Bend area. Also, the track has shifted a bit further towards the west, allowing this for more time over the warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico and allowing it to strengthen. As far as direct impacts on the first coast, this does put the highest wind threat out across the I-75 corridor over towards Lake City, Live Oak area, but still got some impacts even into the Jacksonville area as well. So let's break down this forecast for you. First, starting off to where it is now. It is still a tropical depression, not quite organized enough for a tropical storm. Center of circulation just skirting the southern coastline of Cuba here, and it's just been kind of ripped in half from Hispaniola and then moving over the eastern half of Cuba, some mountains there as well. So not quite allowing it to strengthen and get that motion together with this overall storm system. But you can still see we have plenty of convection wrapping in on the other side, southern half of it, and plenty of it even off towards the north, where places like Miami down through the Florida Keys already feeling impacts from rain bands with this as it lifts off towards the north and west here on our Saturday morning. Thus, well, tropical storm warnings issued across the Florida Keys all the way up through Tampa, but this is the newest as of the 5 a.m. update. A hurricane watch has been issued across the Big Bend area and even extending for some inland areas as well. Across the first coast, not quite seeing any warnings or watches at this time, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of those, especially tropical storm watches, get lifted towards the north here on our Saturday. Remember, these are issued when you do expect tropical storm conditions about 48 hours out for those watches. Hurricane conditions about 48 hours out for the hurricane watches as well. All right, so let's take a look at our futurecast here as this lifts off towards the north, possibly or likely intensifying just towards the west of Tampa over those very warm waters of the Gulf of Mexico. Rain bands already going to be lifting on by starting on Sunday afternoon through the evening across a good portion of the first coast. That's those leading bands, but the bulk, the worst of the weather, likely will not take place until after midnight. Monday, heading into early Monday morning as that center starts to move on shore across the Big Bend area here. You get those bandings wrapping in. The right side, the dirty side of the storm, is where you're going to see that highest threat of tornadoes as well. So that's something we also want to continue to watch out for as those impacts from this moves off towards the north. This is my bigger concern, though. Look at this, 88 degrees, but that rate in there is indicating sea surface temperatures over 90. So there is very warm sea surface temperatures out here across the eastern portions of the Gulf of Mexico, which is why, you know, the hurricane watch is being in place is not hype. It is not exaggerating. We've seen this in years past when storms move over this area of the Gulf of Mexico, when you have reduced vertical wind shear, these very warm sea surface temperatures, it does allow them to strengthen. So a hurricane is definitely in the cards here, friends. Taking a look at the model outlook, at least there is a consensus today, especially compared to yesterday, where we had some of the models pulling it further towards the east. The consensus continues to remain here just offshore, skirting the coastline, allowing it more time to strengthen as it comes on shore. And then see all of this kind of mess right in here. This means that this could actually linger across the Carolinas and parts of Georgia as we go ahead through Monday, Tuesday, and even into Wednesday, and thus rain bands will be flowing in behind this, really extending throughout the week as well. So here's some of the main things. Likely going to be named today, this weekend, but on our Saturday. Takes it into the Big Bend area as a hurricane. According to the latest forecast from the National Hurricane Center, winds could carry well inland too. This means out towards places like Live Oak, Lake City as well. So let's talk about not just the broader picture, but some of the impacts on the first coast, including Jacksonville. Well, rain's going to start to increase here on our Sunday evening and really continue overnight heading into Monday. It'll be on and off on Sunday, the worst of the weather being early Monday morning as it kicks on by. Heavy rain, tornadoes also being an issue with some localized flooding as well. Now 10 to 20 miles per hour, could even be gustier than that at times into Jacksonville. Areas west of Jacksonville likely going to be seeing winds a lot higher than that. Here's your rain totals across our entire First Coast, though. Plenty of it. Localized flooding is possible here just due to that persistence over several days, with the heaviest, as I mentioned, Sunday into early Monday morning. Just kind of see where those rain bands be lining up. But this even lingers into Tuesday over towards Wednesday, especially across places like Brunswick. You're going to be seeing those showers continue for sure heading through your Tuesday. So let's break this down county by county for you. Starting in Duval with our potential Debby here. Impacts between about 3 p.m. Sunday through Monday evening. Tornado threat overnight, possibly about 4 to 6 inches as well. Baker, Union, Bradford, Columbia, I think you're going to see kind of the worst of the impacts here, especially the further west you go. 40 to 60 mile per hour winds. I wouldn't be surprised if we get tropical storm watches issued there for you. Tornadic. This is going to be the running theme right here too. Those bands leading up to this. Pretty much every single one of my graphics. I can't stray away from that threat of some of these storms that could have some brief spin up tornadoes in it. Heavy rainfall even extending back towards the north as those showers linger across Waycross all towards Blackshear on the back side of this storm. That's why I got those rain totals a bit higher there for you if this does decide it wants to stall out. Rain totals a little bit less down towards Clay and Putnam County, but you still have that tornado threat with some of those local strong to severe storms as those bandings wrap on by. And similar even heading in here to Glen Camden and Nassau County tornado threat. Gusty conditions, that mainly should be coming in from the east ahead of the storm as those bands start to wrap in. And then we look at St. John's and Flagler County. Winds a bit less, but you still have those tornado threats and those strong to severe storms potentially as well. So plenty to talk about with this storm. It is not quite named at this time. Once it does get named, once again, it will be called Debby. But yeah, I do expect that here later on our Saturday. So we're going to continue to keep you posted at firstcoastnews.com at our Hurricane Central portal. We'll be here all day, all weekend, and into Monday tracking this storm for you. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetta.